Okay, good morning again. Yes, today we are going to look at three topics. One, a review of the CPM. Two, look at the IFE. And three, value chain analysis. And just a few housekeeping matters. One, I wanted to remind you that e-learning for me is not where you get notes. E-learning is an active learning environment where I send emails, I share notes, but I realize some students are checking e-learning once a week. But I actually sent out a note about preparing today and some other stuff, but when I did my tutorial, a lot of students are not checking it. And as they said, I don't deal with your personal emails, so you should be having your UV email linked to your Gmail or Hotmail or whatever, that when a message comes from me, you can get it automatically instead of signing into UV. Because if you don't sign into UV, you're not going to know I'm sending messages to you. And so I sent out a note about the quizzes are coming up. You can see them now, even though you don't know, you can't access them. And the dates, I gave the dates are the 16th, I think the 9th and the 23rd, 16th of February, which is just about 2 weeks. And then you have the 9th and the 23rd of March. So the first quiz is going to deal with all the stuff we covered up until today. But that is the week after. So I want to urge you folks also from tutorials. I realize that a number of students are not reading, they are not revising, they are not preparing tutorial assignments. If you do that, you do it to your own detriment. As I said, the course, it builds on a foundation. So by week 5, 6, if you have a lot of gaps from the early stuff, you're going to be struggling to understand. I mean struggling to understand when we are applying a lot of those tools. You're going to be totally lost. You can listen to the lectures every day, you're still going to be lost because there are a lot of concepts you need to understand and know how to apply them. So if you have a lot of gaps in your knowledge base, from the first 4 or 5 weeks, you're going to be in trouble. So you really don't want to get in that area. So I'm urging you, please start reading. And I can tell if you're reading or not, and too many of you are not reading. Right? Now, we dealt with the CPM last week. And as they said, keep the pace with what we're doing. I'm going to use the example of a CPM this morning to show you how to analyze a CPM. Right? And the type of question you're likely to get in the exam. So this is a sample question for the CPM. And I said we'll first look at that, and it says you have been hired by Merck as their consultant for strategy. Merck is considering some form of alliance with one of the current competitors, which could be better for both businesses. 1, critically analyze the following CPM, 10 marks, provide a recommendation to management of Merck and the company they should select for a strategic alliance, and justify your recommendation with supporting data and statistics. This is the type of question you get in the exam. As I said, it's not an essay type question. There's no text in the world that will give you the answer for this question. So you can read notes from now till you get tired. It will not give you the answer. This is something for you to think, analyze, conceptualize, use your creative thinking. You need to understand a whole set of things to answer this. All of those concepts we mentioned about the 5 forces, competitive analysis, business model, vision. You need to know all of those things to answer a question like this, right? So I repeat, to answer a question like this, you need to have knowledge based on all of those things we've talked so far. And that's how the exam is structured, right? You can't spot because you need a rounded knowledge on all the concepts and subjects to be able to answer a question well. Right, so in this question, it links into value chain analysis, it links into to issues of integration, different types of integration strategies, right? It links into understanding the concept of a business model, a bit about marketing, accounting, etc., for you to answer a question like this, even though it talks about a CPM. So what I want you to do in the next 5 minutes, if you can work in pairs or 3 people next to you, I want you to work in pairs. 5 minutes, look at this question, and tell me how you would go about analyzing and answering the question, right? Analyze the CPM, and then make some recommendations. So 5 minutes, you can begin now, and then when you're finished, I will ask you to tell me how you went about answering it, and we will then give you some tips on how to go about answering a CPM. So you can begin now.